Greetings, Andrea Belfi. Welcome to Milton Keynes and Milton Keynes Gallery. It's a pleasure and honour to have you here.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Bit of background. What brings you here? Have you just come from somewhere, doing something on the way from here? And how did you get the invitation to come here this evening to Milton Keynes Gallery?
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's
rewind.
Yeah. Well, I've been in touch with Simon, the curator, like for a while now.
Okay. Simon Wright.
Yeah. And he knew my work, so he knows my work, and we found the right spot for this show, because I also have two other shows now. I played last night in London for the Piano Day. I was part of a collective of musicians playing at the Union Chapel, but I wasn't playing solo. So tonight I'm bringing my solo to Milton Keynes. Yeah,
excellent. Right. So for new viewers and listeners, a bit of background to Andrea Belfi. How and when did you start in your journey into drums and experimental music and so on?
Yeah.
A bit parental influences?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can start from. I started playing drums when I was 14 because I was skateboarding with friends, and they had a punk hardcore band, and I wanted to be part of that band. So I tried to learn drums as fast as possible to be, part of that band, and that's how it all began. Because then the drums took over everything else. So music in general.
So did you then go on a voyage of discovery of different drummers, from different genres of music or whatever?
Drummers, but I started studying drums and started listening to lots of music, lots of different music. So through the years, I really changed a lot. But in general, I mentioned first my punk bands, my punk past, because the whole scene was based on a do-it-yourself attitude. So which means a very independent way of making things happening. At the time, everyone involved in that scene in Italy, but worldwide, everyone was printing their fanzines and printing their own records and distributing them and having a direct contact with people.
So what sort of year are we talking about here?
We're talking about 94 up until 98, 99. Yeah. And then from there I started really expanding my view. I discovered lots of experimental music, which means lots of electronic music, lots of different type of rock music. I would say, at the time I was really into very underground bands like Gastro del Sol. It's a band called Gastro del Sol. It's a very underground band, but very influential for lots of bands.
Where are they from originally?
The U.S. American bands. I was a lot. I was into American bands at that time, but then I started discovering improvised music. So both jazz and electronic music and different combination of improvised music.
Okay, so the neurons in your brain started sparking.
Exactly.
You fuse different styles together.
Yeah. I've never really had a favorite genre of music. I really always explored several genres of music.
As Louis Armstrong, saxophone said, there's only two kinds of music.
What?
There's only two kinds of music, he said, good and bad.
Yeah. That's true. It's true.
It's echoed by Quincy Jones and Duke Ellington. Apparently it's Saxmo that said it first, and it was true. He just
Yeah.
If you like it, you like it. Good pop, good soul, good jazz,
Yeah.
good gospel, good funk.
True.
So,
True.
have you had any formal training throughout your career? I mean, did you go to any music schools or did you just?
Yes, I did. I did. I learned drums from different teachers. I studied in a music school for like a couple of years, but I mainly had private teachers, and yeah, I never got a diploma.
Okay.
I have actually one diploma, but it's this biannual course in composition, music business. Yeah, it's
which kind of segues into my next question.
Mm-hmm.
Having theoretical training, whether it's classical or whatever, as a base, and then going off, or do you think that could be a hindrance to somebody who's just a free spirit and comes at music just from their gut and expresses themselves through their particular instrument or instruments? Or do you think having a slight grounding in classical styling helps you when you do go off into doing more experimental stuff?
Well, okay, let's put it this way. Like, learning how to play drums, like how it should be learned, like, it really helped me to develop the technique to express what I want to express, and also studying how composition. That really helped. Is that your?
Yes.
What do you?
Because I just associate with so many different musicians and artists. And I'm always curious. A lot of them would be for the, giddy up, go for the school of music. Come through this trick.
Yeah.
But there's the ones that are just, like I said, no one's talking about it. Like Bluey from Incognito, he just learned how to play the guitar by watching and learning. So you get these people that just and that. So you might play it in a different, unconventional way, but you still play it in your style. But since then you've got your framework. From there you put Andrea Belfi styling into what you do from there, and added on what is personal to you, how to express yourself.
I think the integration of electronics in my music that really changed a lot my perspective of playing drums, actually. So when I started playing with electronic instruments, like they really affected how I developed my. They really affected my drum style, and and at the same time I was learning how to treat electronics in a personal way, like through this organic development. But yeah, sometimes when I think like at certain patterns, rhythmical patterns, like I sometimes think of a electronic machine.
Okay.
I mean, but it's not an electronic, but the textural aspect of it can be electronic in a way, but it's never electronic because of course it's acoustic, and so it creates this interesting element that it can be,
which we're very much looking forward to this evening. In the studio, having time to put something together in the studio, or being more spontaneous than playing in front of in a live environment like today. What is your best way? What's your favourite way? I mean, or do both have their particular strength? Recording in the studio and playing before a live audience.
Well, studio recordings can be really frustrating, where live performances can be very satisfying, because you just have to play. You don't have to produce a record, and you don't have to see through something. It's just that. I mean, and it's in that moment, and that's way more fun than recording and producing a record. I mean, I really like making records, and I really like the studio environment. It's really beautiful. It takes much more time, so it takes much more patience.
Okay. And very quickly, before you wrap up, some of your influences. I know this is a tough question because it could be so many. You mentioned there's so many genres of music.
Yeah.
From punk through to
yeah.
But is there anyone that has influenced you through to now? And is there any artist that on the scene modern day that you would like to perform with, or that turn you on in that musical way?
It's
it's a loaded question.
Yeah, it's a yeah. Yeah, it's a interesting question. I mean, sooner or later, I'd like to play with Marc Ribot. Marc Ribot, do you know Marc Ribot?
Okay.
Guitarist, incredible guitarist.
Okay.
Versatile. I mean, he's an amazing musician. That's one of my dreams, to play with this musician. And I don't know, there are many electronic artists that I would like to collaborate with, actually.
Past, present.
Past, present, yeah, like impossible collaborations. I mean,
it could be. Like I said, is there any that you would have loved to, or they might have inspired you?
Yeah.
Just musicians in general, and from different genres of music. I mean, you've already.
Yeah.
That's what I said. But I can tell they're numerous.
Yeah, they're numerous, and some of them are very obscure because I really like very specific artists. I mean, I like a lot of mainstream music, like famous artists, but I like a lot of very small artists that are working with quality, and in a way they are creating the soil for bigger things to come up somehow. I mean, artistically, not like a music business way. Well, yeah.
One for the next time.
I love dub music. I would certainly collaborate with a dub producer. If Lee Scratch Perry would produce like a record of mine, that would be fantastic. I mean, using this kind of sounds and this particular way of playing, that would be like a dream. I really that kind of dub really influenced my music a lot.
Okay, a lot. He does come through passes through London, plays at the Jazz Cafe every now and again. So
really,
yeah, he's regular. He comes. I don't think he seems to have this eternal youth about him, but he comes once a year to Jazz Cafe and plays a gig. So yeah,
wow,
my dream might come true.
Yeah. Who knows?
Listen, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Get into your space now for tonight's gig, and thank you for taking time out.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Andrea Belfi.